Next to the painting process itself, the most exciting aspect of being an artist is to exhibit and show your art to other people. Exhibiting your art can be done in many different ways, but in this video I will focus on 3 different scenarios. Big venue, medium show, and a show at your own home. I'll give you my thoughts and best ideas on how to exhibit your paintings. You can download my PDF checklist in the description below. Hello everybody, I'm Henrik Skore. Welcome to my channel. Let's get started. You need to clarify why you want to exhibit in the first place. There's a lot of hassle involved in exhibiting painting, and it is definitely easier to leave the paintings in the studio. But then you'll miss all the fun. And since art is kind of communication, you need your paintings to be seen by other than yourself. In my view, a painting is literally born as a piece of art when it is seen by other people. So, what is it you want to achieve by making an exhibition? Is your goal maybe to sell your art? Or maybe you just want to get out there and show your art to other people using the opportunity of being recognized. Visitors to an exhibition will have an opinion about what you paint. We all want to hear that we are doing good, but when you exhibit paintings, there's a risk that you will also get negative feedback. But be aware that all comments, good or bad, are better than no comments. Or maybe you want to pave the way for future collaborations with interesting people. Or maybe your reason is something completely different. Find out what's in it for you, set your goals, because knowing this will make everything easier. Craftsy is the sponsor of this video. Being an artist, I'm always on the lookout for new directions for me to go as I develop my work process. As you might know, I'm very fond of forest and the sea. But lately I've had the idea to include more humans in my paintings. However, I was becoming a little rusty in my human drawing skills. This is how I came across Craftsy, which is an online community of creative, like-minded makers. As a premium member, you will get unlimited access to thousands of inspiring classes in more than 20 categories. Of course, painting and drawing are of most interest to me, but I also find inspiration for my new passion, which is making fresh pasta. The cook Marcella Hassan revealed the secrets of pasta making for me. I also found drawing lessons from Suhitka Shirotka of special interest. It's about sketching people in motion, which I will include in my upcoming paintings. And there's an offer for you here. The first 1,000 of you to click the link in the video description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. $1.49. 1 year. This offer, however, is only valid for new members. So click the link and try Craftsy out for yourself. Thank you to Craftsy for sponsoring this video. First, a few thoughts in general. Your main job at all exhibition is to make a good, lasting impression. Make people remember you and your paintings. To do this, you will need several things, and I don't know them all. Here's my thoughts on this issue. Pay attention to details. The paintings are only part of the show. Small things like fresh mouth is vital if you want to leave a good impression. You will also need some kind of printed material to give away. I use a lot of flyers and business cards, and I hand out as many as possible. In my opinion, an exhibition must always be supplemented by some kind of info on the paintings on display. It could be a small catalog including prices, titles, size, mediums, for example acrylic on paper, and contact info, very important. Your cell phone number, web page, emails, and stuff like that. If you put a little effort into making of this catalog, chances are that the visitors will bring it back home and maybe take a look at your paintings again later. Alternatively, you can use small cardboard signs next to the painting as a minimum, including title, price, size and contact info. Regarding prices on your paintings, I understand that this is a hurdle for some of us. It is like that. Some visitors expect always to haggle over the price of a painting. I don't know why. And if you are into this game, it can be very entertaining and part of the fun. Just be aware, you are giving money away. And if you lower the price once, this will always be expected of you in the future. This is why I used fixed prices only. They should reflect what I want for my paintings, a realistic price, and not an invitation to haggle. However, in general, I believe that many still expect to be able to bargain about the price with an artist. And my advice is, don't do it. You disrespect your work and effort. It's a kind of sport, and in my view, the kind of sport you would like to stay away from, especially if you're not good at it. If the visitor insists, I might say something like this. I might be good at painting, but not so good at haggling. So I stick to painting and don't haggle. Please find all prices in the price list. Set a reasonable price and stick to it. The big exhibition organizers all use contracts. The smaller ones don't always. It's very important that you know all the details of an agreement. If the exhibition venue can't or will not give you a contract, I suggest that you write down all the points agreed upon in an email and send it to your contact person. Date and time, the exhibition period, etc., etc. It makes your life much easier if a disagreement arises later. Next, prepare for the exhibition. If possible, see the place before the exhibition, maybe just in photos. The best thing is to get a floor plan including wall sizes, number of rooms, etc. It's good to have a plan for where to hang which paintings, and very important, a schedule. When can I come in? How long do you estimate it will take to hang them? What kind of hanging system is available? It's my experience that hanging, if you do it yourself, always takes longer than you expect. Spend some time on matching the paintings together before hanging the paintings. It works well to gather groups of paintings of the same size or theme. It's a matter of taste, of course, but in my opinion, some sort of order makes a better impression than if the paintings are just randomly thrown up on the wall. The experience of your paintings depends 100% on the lights that falls on them. It's a rather large topic that I will only briefly cover here. I have a video on studio lights, by the way, and you can find the link to that in the description below. But the need for light depends on the exhibition room, and you have typically no control over the light available at the location. If you are exhibiting in an art association or a gallery, the location will probably have their own spots. Exhibiting paintings at a fair gives you more control and the opportunity to purchase more spots. Of course, this depends on how much light there is already. If you are depending on daylight, be aware that in the winter month, daylight is limited and it's dark outside at 4 p.m., at least in Denmark. Frames are a matter of taste too, but I prefer always to frame my paintings. It looks more professional and signaling that you care about your work. It's a good idea to spend some time wrapping the paintings to avoid damages. I use a lot of cheap blankets. The blankets you use for paintings should not be used for any other purpose. Don't bring them on a picnic. In order to bind the paintings together, I use straps, 2 meters and 4 meters long. Think about protecting not only the canvas but also the frames, because even though the canvas is the most important thing, it can be difficult to sell frames if it is damaged. I use protective corners on all the frames, both the large ones and the small ones. These corners are available in several designs. Mine are €0.5 a piece. Rather expensive maybe, but a long-term investment. When the paintings are small, I just put a piece of corrugated cardboard between the paintings and then I strap them together. If the paintings are larger, I use the blankets and strap them face to face. The larger the paintings, the more unhandy they are, so don't strap too many together. If your art is framed in glass, you must of course be very careful under transportation. I try actually to avoid transporting glass in the first place. Most of the time I transport my paintings myself to exhibitions in my car. I hardly ever paint paintings that don't fit into my car, which is a really annoying limitation because my paintings can't be larger than 110 to 160 centimeters. Some exhibition venues provide a trolley so that you can transport the paintings from the car to the exhibition area. This is a big help. Otherwise, I bring my own trolley. It's important that it can be folded up and get completely flat. About loading the car, I load the small and medium-sized paintings first, so they are at the bottom of the car. The larger canvases are most sensitive to pressure, so they are on top. Should a pressure dent occur on a canvas because the load has shifted during the journey, which actually happens quite often, you can spray a little water on the back of the canvas behind the dent using an atomizer so that it becomes relatively damp. When it's drying up, it shrinks and the dent will disappear. Parking is difficult to deal with, and I have received several parking tickets over the years, and that money is really annoying. So ask your contact, where can I park when I unload and where can I park while I hang up? Often the organizers have a solution to this problem, so make arrangements before you arrive with all the paintings. Some prefer signing on front of the painting, others on the back. There is no right and wrong here. Personally, I sign on the back. But if a buyer would like a signature on the front, it's certainly no problem. That's why I always bring a small brush and some paint to sign the paintings. The big venue. It's by far the most expensive one. The fee is typically rather high and some practical things will be taken care of for you. However, not all. You pay a fee for the booth and some light, but that's it. All the rest is on you. Transportation of everything, including yourself, to the venue. Parking, hotels, meal, your own marketing, all. But then a lot of people, maybe thousands, will show up. And most of them will see your paintings for the very first time, and you will get a chance to expand your network. Obviously, this is very attractive and can lead to other exhibitions and, of course, eventually a sale. This is also by far the most competitive one because you will be only a little fish in a large pond. Often more than 100 other artists are trying to grab the visitor's attention. You need to stand out, and as I already said, it's important to have something to give to the visitor, something he can carry back home. The very least you will need is a business card. Print only on one side because the visitor often needs to write down something, price, size, whatever, and he can do that on the back side of your card. A detail I know, but still important. You need to tell your network that you attend this exhibition, opening hours, address, etc., for instance in a newsletter. For this I use a mailing service program called MailChimp, which is fine and it is free. Normally there is some kind of opening ceremony with wine, chips, candy, and you will need to be there. You can hardly avoid meeting other artists and potential customers and maybe even people who arrange exhibitions. So make sure to get contact information for as many as possible and also to write what type they are. For instance, an artist, potential customer, an organizer, an art association, and stuff like that. The next scenario is exhibiting by invitation from an art organization. Art organizations are often non-profit with a staff of volunteers. They are in it for the love of the art and for the fun of it. It's very friendly atmosphere and often very nice people. First of all, there is no fee to pay, which is nice. However, you can't buy your way in, you need to be invited, and these organizations are very picky on who they invite. Often they take full control and decide the layout and structure of the exhibition. Of course, they will respect your opinion, but basically you just need to show up with your paintings and attend the opening show, if any. Everything else is taken care of. I used to be a member of an artist group called the Blue Tower for several years. And in this example, the group and I were invited to exhibit in a well-known facility right next to the royal castle of Frederiksborg. It's called Kunsthuset Odborg, and in English it will be something like Art House of Odborg. It's a very charming historical mansion built by a wealthy man to honor his wife, Anna. This was very exciting, and the staff did all the hard work, deciding on the display, the hanging and the mounting of the paintings. I basically only needed to bring my paintings to the venue, the rest was taken care of. It turned out to be a very beautiful exhibition. Have a look for yourself. Everything I said about your own marketing, contact info, prices and more is valid for this kind of exhibition too. Remember, the main goal is still to make a lasting impression of you and your paintings. Last but not least, you can open your own house to exhibit your art. The hard part about open house exhibition is to get visitors, to make people aware that the event is taking place. People just don't show up by themselves. This kind of shows tend to be local shows, and you can advertise in the local newspapers, put up posters in the local grocery store, send out newsletters, post on social media, put it on your website, even call around. Quite a job. On the other hand, exhibiting at your own place is attractive in many ways. Everything is there already, and you need no transportation, hotels and other expenses. Obviously, you need to tidy up your place and take an extra round with a vacuum cleaner. Also, you need to clean up your studio, because when you are at home, your studio is a great opportunity to talk about your work, and this room will be of interest to many people. What kind of paint are you using? What brushes, canvases, and so on. In the days up to an exhibition, I am usually a little bit stressed. To save time, I leave things lying around, not cleaning up. But you need to make an impression that you're probably the tightest artist in the country. So even if it's at your home, it's still a lot of effort. However, this type of exhibition is a very accessible opportunity to almost all artists to showcase their work. You have pretty much control of everything. You can make a special preview inviting only the VIPs the first day, or maybe give collectors and people who earlier have bought your paintings a chance to see the exhibition before everybody else. If you do so, make it special. Show new things never exhibited before, serve a glass of wine, give a little concert, or maybe make a speech. Make it a personal invitation and write something like, "It's my pleasure to invite you to a sneak peek before my open house event." If you're first time around making an exhibition like this, here's my advice. It's your home. Let it stay that way, but take away family photos, all paintings not for sale, and only your own paintings should appear on the walls. Consider how people arrive, for instance parking facilities, and how to make it easy to find the entrance. I put up flags and welcome signs, make coffee, buy some candy, prefer the candy wrapped in paper, it's more hygienic. Inform your neighbors that you are hosting an event and that there might be some traffic, more than usual. Buy flowers and take away some furniture to make room for many people. When I do exhibitions in my house, I only do it for one weekend, maybe including Friday, for the VIP sneak peek. I make an announcement in the local paper and mail out press release. Local papers often use this for an article. Remember always to attach a few high-quality photos. For my latest open house exhibition, I invited a good friend of mine, Susan Odborg, to exhibit with me. She is a very talented and skilled ceramic artist, and our work shows very well together. Being two artists will attract more people, and we both did very well that weekend. The main thing is still to make a good lasting impression of you and your paintings. In any case, enjoy whatever exhibition you are in. Have fun, and if there are other exhibitors, look at their works too and talk to them about it. They are in the same situation as you. Find someone you bond with. Maybe it's the start of a new artist group that will form a really good platform for coming exhibitions. I really enjoy this part of being an artist, and I'm sure you will too. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below about your practical experiences and the adventures from various exhibitions you have participated in. Also, in general, how you approach things. I'll try to get back to all of you and answer your question if any. I hope also you like this video. Please share it, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Good luck to you all, showing your art, making lasting impression, and most important, have some fun. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.